speaker. Jay is a serial entrepreneur. He started his agency as a side hustle in 2012, and over the last 8 years has turned it into a full-time agency focused on consulting, coaching, and fulfillment. In 2016, Jay became a CDMP, which is a certified digital marketing professional from digitalmarketer.com. In 2020, Jay and his growing team created the howto.agency website, which is still being developed. This resource is for small business owners who want to learn how to be better at digital marketing or training their staff for that purpose. Jay is also an official digital marketer certified partner agency, the gold standard when it comes to digital marketing, training, tools, and frameworks. Jay loves working with GMA to help our fellow members grow their businesses. If you would like to have Jay teach or speak with your organization, please let him know. And also, please help me welcome Jay Vicks.
All right, cue the claps, right? All right. Well, thanks, Holly, for that. And yes, I absolutely love GMA and everything that they do. I'm a member of one of the networking groups that they have, and try to participate in all of their programming, and I was really excited. We did a Digital Marketing Institute and a Teach Me Tuesday this year so far, and they were both a lot of fun, and I love this webinar format. It's been great. So I am really excited to dive in. I see that we've got a good number of attendees watching today, so I'm going to move my camera out of the way real quick on my own computer. And, oh, let's see here. All right, cool. So we are ready to get started. So let me flip my screen to my intro screen. And again, today we're talking about our top 5 strategies to outsmart Facebook's algorithm. This doesn't necessarily mean it's the top 5 strategies to outsmart Facebook's algorithm. It's just 5 that we know work. We teach them, we talk about them. Some of you are quite possibly more on a Facebook 101 type of level, beginners at Facebook. We are going to talk about certain things. They're all 101 by nature, but they might seem advanced or a little bit advanced. So I'm very interested to hear your questions as we go through it, and just excited to get started. So I'm not going to waste any of your time. Your time is valuable and important. So here we go. Who am I? Right? My name is Jay Vicks. I'm a digital marketing coach. My agency also answers the question that a lot of small business owners ask all the time when they learn about some new tool, trick, or strategy. They say, can you just do it for me? So we're also a fulfillment agency where we can help do the work for you. In these pictures, you see myself and my wife, Devin, and then you'll see our daughter, Mackenzie, and you'll see our 2 fur babies, Juno and Gemma, who are actually the elders of the house at this point. Juno is 11 and Gemma is 8. Mackenzie is going to be 5 next month. We're planning a trip to Dollywood for her 5th birthday, so really excited about that. And we live in McLeansville, so we're just outside of Greensboro. We've been here for about 2 years and love the Greensboro area. So a little bit about me. I'm going to keep it quick because ultimately nobody cares. I am a certified digital marketing professional, CDMP. I'm also a certified partner with Digital Marketer. If anyone is familiar with Digital Marketer or not familiar, you will be in just a minute. We can help you with strategy. We can help you with copy. We can help you with Facebook ads. We can also help you just build out a funnel or a marketing plan and then implement it as right through any stage of the process. We are certified partners with Digital Marketer. So let me tell you a little bit about Digital Marketer real quick, because I think it lends a lot of credibility to, if I don't know the answer, I have a massive team that does. So Digital Marketer is a training and e-learning company based in Austin, Texas. They're on a mission to double the size of 10,000 businesses worldwide, and they will do it through their partner network. But this is who Digital Marketer really is. They have trained over 126,000 marketers at these companies. companies like Uber, HubSpot, Dun & Bradstreet, Infusionsoft, they are the preeminent leader in digital marketing training, so much so that they literally wrote the books on modern sales and marketing. They wrote the Dummies book. Ryan Deiss, the owner of Digital Marketer, was asked by the Dummies series of books to write Digital Marketing for Dummies, and this came out a few years ago. But enough about me and we. Let's talk about you and how you can grow your business on Facebook effectively by beating that algorithm that nobody understands what it is, but everybody knows that Facebook doesn't seem to give us the reach that we want. We're going to talk about, like I said, our 5 strategies, making video, especially live video, cornerstone of content. Actually, you guys can read that, and we're going to go over each one, so I'm not going to read the whole overview. We're going to talk about those 5 strategies, and then I'm going to take a quick break for some questions, and we're going to move into our second session, which are 4 critical mistakes that you're probably making today. But first, let's have a poll. Now, I want you guys to be honest. Holly's going to put up a poll here in just a second, but when you guys are posting on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, I don't care where, historically, I don't mean what you're going to be doing this afternoon, but historically, are you a salesperson or a valuable resource? Think about the posts you're making. Are you posting to sell your products and services, or are you posting to be a valuable resource? And we'll give you just a couple of seconds to answer the poll, and I'm thinking Holly is going to have to kind of let me know what the poll results were. So again, are you acting as like a salesperson or a valuable resource?
It looks like about 70% of our audience is a valuable resource, 30% is a salesperson.
I applaud the 30% of you. Thanks, Holly. I applaud the 30% of you that said salesperson. And if the 70% of you that are posting as a valuable resource are totally being honest, kudos to you. There is value to both. It is okay to post as a salesperson. It's better to post as a valuable resource. Here's why. If you're delivering valuable content, that's key. When your content is valuable, people will spend time with your content. The more time people spend on your content, the more they recognize your authority in your space. So again, if all you're doing is posting, buy our products, buy our services, buy me, buy this, buy, people get bored. They don't care about that. If they want to know what you sell, they'll go find out. But if you're delivering valuable content, they're more likely to see you as a valuable resource, which in turn, if it's interesting to the reader, you'll get more engagement on your content, which will in turn expand your reach. So when people share your content and your brand with their audience, your reach grows. So here's the top 5 strategies to do that. 1, you've probably heard it a million times before, but I'm going to say it again. It's now or never to hop on the video bandwagon if you're doing social media marketing, especially Facebook. Okay, don't take it from us. Facebook themselves have noted that video content drives much higher engagement and interactions from users compared to any other content on the platform. And a recent video ranking update further drives home that point of how important native video is to Facebook. It's perfect for starting conversations and keeping your fans' eyes glued to your page. Marketers of all shapes and sizes can incorporate video on Facebook. You don't necessarily need to create big budget commercial content either. One of the big keys and one of the things that Facebook really places a huge importance on is their live video platform. So if you can go live, and here's the thing that I hear from people all the time. I'm just not good on camera. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to talk about. at the end of the day, that's okay. Those are normal fears. I mean, I don't go live very often, but I do, and I'm not afraid to. Uh, it can be intimidating to put yourself in front of your camera, but don't think about it as needing any type of special equipment. You can use your cell phone, your smartphone, Android or iPhone will work just fine. Use that selfie mode, have it, have the camera facing you, and find a topic to talk about and talk about it. Become that value leader. So when you go to make a post on Facebook, there is a button that says go live, and it may take some practice, but if you make the first one just a little introduction, say, hey, this is our first live and I'm just getting used to how this works, but be on the lookout for some more Facebook live content from us, then that's a start. So don't I'll tell you this from my own experience. The first time will be nervous and scary, and you might tremble a little bit, but after you've done 2 or 3, you'll start to get really comfortable being in front of that camera. Think about it like this. I don't know how many people that are on this webinar right now have ever had to do cold calling in sales. Before you make your first cold call, that phone weighs 1,000 pounds. It's so hard to pick it up and make that first call. But after you reach that first person or dial that first number, it starts to get easier. It's the same thing with Facebook Live. So that's our number one strategy. Facebook themselves agree with that. Number 2, make use of the lens method with listening posts. Now, most of you or some of you may not know what this means. So I'm going to explain it real quick, but those of you who were on our first Digital Marketing Institute when we talked about the lens method, it's basically an acronym for listening, educating, networking, and selling. And these are the 4 main types of posts you should be making on Facebook or any other social media. The L in lens stands for listening, and listening posts are those types of posts where you're asking people for engagement. You're asking them to engage with your page. You want them to react with a like, a love, a cry, a wow, an angry emoji reaction. You want them to comment. You want them to share. Here's the thing. Facebook doesn't really like it when you tell people to tag someone or comment or share this post when you use those words. So you kind of have to be a little bit more creative with your posts. So you want to use the words like who, tell us who, blah, blah, blah. Tell us which of these don't belong. You've seen those posts where you have like an A, B, a C, and a D, and there's 4 images, and you're like, which one has to go? Or if you could only keep one, which one is it? How many? Guessing games. Tell us below, answer. Those are different types of words you can use to be a little bit more creative, and it will also spark your creativity in the types of posts you're making on social media. Poll your audience, let them lead the way in terms of discussion. Create content that's going to drive discussion, and be creative and have fun with it. And again, it doesn't have to be about your products and services all the time. It definitely should be something that your target audience, your customer avatar, that buyer persona that you're trying to reach out to, something that would be of interest to them. That's number 2. All right, number 3, and this is a biggie and it's a tough one, but you guys, this is the part of the workshop where you'll be like, oh, mind blown, right? Like, boom. Encourage employees and brand advocates to push your content. This could be family, this could be friends. The key to overcoming the Facebook algorithm has always been right under your nose. Ever since you started marketing on Facebook, so many brands overlook this. Your employees, friends, family, and best customers are going to be your best source of reach and busting through the Facebook algorithm. Employee advocacy has never been more relevant than now. Facebook is prioritizing in their algorithm, they're prioritizing content from friends and family. So you can expand your business network just by, and grow the visibility just by having those people that know, like, and trust you already share your content. So if you don't have an employee advocacy program, or if you're just an employee of one, you're self-employed, solopreneur, start some type of advocacy program where you're actually getting those people to share your content. I can't tell you how many times my wife has actually gone and shared content that I've posted on the business page. And so let me ask you this question. We don't have to do a poll. I didn't do a poll for this, but just think about this. Do you think it's easier to get 135, and I'm using this graphic, so you don't even need 135. It could be 10 or 5 people. But would you say that it's easier to get 135 advocates, employees, partners, friends, family, to share your content, or just go out and get 1 million fans? Right? Obviously, it's going to be easier to find advocates than 1 million fans. So let me talk about what that reach looks like. Your page's reach is already limited. Facebook is only going to show your posts from your company page to 1.5% of your audience or your fans, right? So let's just say you have 1 million fans and you put out a post, your reach on average is going to be 15,000 people out of 1 million fans. Let's say you have 135 advocates, and on average, each of them has 338 Facebook friends. And let's say that on average, and I'm being pretty conservative here, only 1/3 of them actually see the post. That reach is 15,210. So your reach is bigger just by having people share it on their personal profiles. So if you are a solopreneur, self-employed, team of one, right? And you share something from your company page, it's probably a good idea, or post something on your company page, it's a really good idea to then personally share it on your personal profile. And you guys should know, I hear a lot of people say this too. Well, my personal page and my company page, and most people, we need to differentiate the two. Your personal profile is not a page, it's a profile, and then a page. And so I don't want to get into semantics, but think when I say profile, I'm talking about your personal profile or your friends and family's profile. Content that comes from friends and family will be 16 times more likely to actually be read. So even if your brand has significantly more followers than your employees, when you consider that there are more of them and they get higher engagement, it's easy to really easy to see the value. But here's the big challenge. How do we get our employees or our friends and family to share our content? So that's going to be the challenge that you'll have to figure out. So if you can have some type of program, or you just have people that love you enough to share your content, that's great. So most of us don't have 1 million fans, but let's just say you had 1,000 fans and you do that same math, you'll be able to figure out how many advocates you need to have a better reach just by an advocacy program. I hope that makes sense. And if there's questions in a little bit when we get to the break, or not break, but the question time, happy to go over that with you. And we can actually figure out what your chart will be in a separate call, or you can always email me and we can do the math with you. All right. 4. When we were demoing and I was showing this slide to some of the people at GMA, this is one that we thought might be a little bit more advanced than a 101. So I'm going to take this one a little bit slow. But you've probably heard the term chatbot now, because everybody is coming out with platforms that are chatbot builders, or put a chatbot here on your website, on Facebook, on Instagram's coming out with a chatbot platform. What a chatbot allows you to do is basically create a conversation that is templated and basic by nature, but they've become so advanced that you can actually program conditional statements. So if this person says yes, show them this message. If this person says no, show them this message. If this person clicks this button, like learn more, go here. If this person says read our FAQs, go here. And you program these out. And when I say program, I don't want everybody to get scared and tune out number 4. Chatbots are very easy to create if you understand the English language. You don't need to be a programmer. There's no special syntaxes and You're not going to be using all sorts of weird punctuation and writing code. It's literally as simple as typing in English, and most of the platforms will allow you to it's very visual, so it's pretty much drag and drop. One of the big platforms that we use, as we do develop a lot of these, is a platform called ManyChat, MANY, like many, like more than one, ManyChat. But now one of the other things you can do is you don't even need a special software or third-party software. If you are a business page admin, Facebook is now allowing you to set it up right in the Facebook platform. They give you the tools. If you go into your settings, you can set up automated replies and greetings and welcome messages right in. So if somebody lands on your page, you can have that messenger window just pop up. You guys have probably all seen it. You get to a company page and this window pops up at the bottom of the screen and it's messenger, and they're like, how can we help? And there's 3 options, right? You can do that internally right within Facebook. So I hope that kind of explains what a chatbot is and how it busts through engagement. There's a really cool trick you can do with chatbots to generate conversations. It's not advanced at all. It's quite easy to do. But Facebook looks at comments as a major relevance factor. So the more comments you can get on a post, the more times your post will be shown. And it also provides you this massive secret weapon. If you can prompt someone to comment, and then you have a chatbot, one of the things chatbots can do is if you comment on this post, it can automatically open up a chat window with this person and begin this conversation. So we have a couple of clients that do this. One of our clients is an estate sales company in Southern Virginia. And what we do is when we make a post for this estate sale company that they have a sale coming, we only put 40 pictures in the Facebook post, but all of the rest of them are at a third-party website. So there might be 150 pictures of things that are going to be sold at this estate sale. We put 40 of them in the Facebook post, and in the text we say, hey, if you want to see all the pictures of all the items that are sold that are going to be at this estate sale, just write, show me the pictures below. So you could say comment, I don't like using that word, but we just say, just type, show me the pictures. And then we have a chatbot set up that anybody who comments on that post, a chat window will open up and immediately give them the details of the estate sale with the link to that third-party site that has all of the pictures, which is what people want. So we're giving them what they want. We're also subscribing them to a list. So everybody talks about the money's in the list, right? So you can grow email lists, you can grow a text message marketing list. You can also grow a Facebook Messenger subscriber list, because once somebody engages with you on Messenger, it puts them in a database that you can then market to them down the road or stay in touch with them down the road. And there's a few rules with it, but it's nothing too difficult. So we do that with the estate sales company, and the average post that we make about a sale gets well over 100 comments. I think the average is, I don't remember the last time I saw under 130 comments on any of these posts. Now, if you can boost that post as well and get more eyeballs to see it, even better. But definitely by asking questions and then having it tied to a chatbot, and they're not that mystical. So don't think that this is something way above your head or that this is not something for Facebook 101. A ManyChat account is free, and if you want to use some of the more advanced features, it's $10 a month for up to 500 subscribers. So if you have more questions about chatbots, I would love to answer them, and it may be where we should set up a one-to-one after this workshop, and we can talk about it. But they're very simple. Don't be overwhelmed or think it's too complicated. Very simple, but it's a really good way to get. It's kind of serves many purposes. But the more comments you have, the more people are going to see your post, because Facebook is going to keep showing it to more of your fans. So that 1.5% of fans that see your regular comments, well, the more, or your posts, the more comments you get, that 1.5% is going to go up, because Facebook is going to say, this is really relevant to this audience. We need to show it to more people. So it will bust through the algorithm. It's a great way to get more comments. So I hope that makes sense for everybody. I try to break it down as best I could, but it is a massive secret weapon, and it's very, very easy to implement. Very easy to implement. All right. Number 5 on our strategies here, and I know it says Instagram, and it should. This is right. You should always make sure to create a different post for Instagram, and what I mean by that is keep the platforms separate. So if you're posting on Instagram, you have an option that says share this post on Facebook. What you don't want to do, or try not to do, is use that button and have it also share that exact same post to Facebook. The image size might be different. It might not look right on Facebook. Facebook's not going to give it the same juice, because there's different things that you should do on Instagram and Facebook. So try to keep those platforms separate. Hashtagging, much bigger on Instagram. So if you're putting hashtags in your actual post and then they go over to Facebook, although Facebook you can sort and search by hashtags, it's not as relevant a thing on Facebook. So I'm not going too deep into Instagram here, but those of you that do post on Instagram, one way to cut through Facebook's algorithm is keep Instagram separate from Facebook. But while I'm on the subject of Instagram, I just want to talk to you about a couple of other things that are kind of like bonus material for this workshop. One of the things you don't want to do on Instagram, and I see it probably more than I should, is people put a link like you do on Facebook. If you put a link on a Facebook post because you want people to go visit some external site, well, Facebook will allow you to link and go to that site. Instagram doesn't allow you to put links in posts. You can type it in there, but they can click and tap on it all day long and it's not going to go anywhere. So what you should use are the words link in bio, right? Just say the link in bio is kind of the short form for saying, hey, if you want to read more about this post that we're making or see more, go to our Instagram bio, and if you click the link in the bio, it will take you there. Well, that doesn't give you a whole lot of real estate, because you can only have the one link at a time natively by default. You can just have that. You only have space for one link in your bio. So what you could do is you can get a really, really cool app. The one we use is Shorby, Shorby, and I think Holly, I think I gave you a link. It's an affiliate link of mine. We like to use Shorby, but what you can do is you can put several different links into your bio. It creates almost like an extended bio, and you could put links to articles or videos or other social media platforms that you're on right in Instagram. It's very cool. It's not a very expensive program, and you can also do more advanced beyond 101 stuff that I'm not going to go into today, like retargeting, and you can track links and see who clicked your links and where they went, but they have some built-in statistics. So that's just kind of a bonus nugget if you are doing anything on Instagram. If you're not, no big deal. Also, if you are on Instagram, and again, this is kind of bonus material, the hashtag, when you're using hashtags on Instagram, those hashtags, it's been proven that it's better to put those hashtags inside the first comment. So when you post something on Instagram, don't put all your hashtags in that post. You should put them in the first comment. And there's a couple of more advanced reasons why that it's outside of the scope of this workshop, but it does help declutter, and it also helps from Instagram viewing it as a spammy post or a salesy post. Also, be careful of the hashtags you use. There's tons of free tools out there that can tell you what some of the good hashtags are. There's a lot of hashtag research tools. So you can use Shorby. I believe that the link is in the chat so that everybody can see it. Actually, I saw that it is. So cool. So that's our the 5 strategies, our 5 strategies for busting through Facebook's algorithm. And the next thing that we're going to talk about are 4 critical mistakes that businesses make. But I want to take a quick 2 or 3 minutes just to see if Holly has any questions that have come in. If you guys have any questions that you've been typing in, I can't see them. So Holly, do we have any questions as of now?
So I have a question asking about the chatbot, if we have time to do a demo of it now, or if not, where's a good way to find one?
Perfect. I'm afraid I'm afraid to start sharing other screens because of the way I'm doing presentation mode with PowerPoint. I probably don't have time to do it, but here's what I would say. If you guys want to go to manychat.com, I think I can type this in the chat, Holly. Yeah, I can. Manychat.com. Okay, I hope. Oh no, that's only going to show it to you, Holly. So I put it in there. ManyChat is a wealth of resources, real basic Facebook 101 on how to set up a chatbot. You can always email me, or I'd be happy to jump on and do a demo with anyone on how to set those up. So if it is something that you guys want to see, maybe we do it as a future workshop, or we just do a one-to-one, or I can record a video. Actually, let's ask this. And Holly, I'm about to blow it up, but if you guys want me to record a video walkthrough demo of how, of what chatbots are and how to use them, and then post it, type yes in the chat box. If you want me to just do that, I'll go and I'll record myself doing a demo for everyone and get it out to you. If you want to see a demo of chatbots, type yes in the chat in the chat in here. Plus, I want to make sure you guys are all still awake, that I haven't put anybody to sleep. So. Holly,
Jay, I don't know if you see it from the questions, but I'm being overwhelmed by yeses.
Yay! All right, cool. Thanks for putting more work on my plate, everybody. I love you all. Just kidding. I'll be happy to do that. So what I'll do is I will make a note to myself right now to do a video walkthrough or video demo walkthrough on Chatbots 101. I actually started writing a book, believe it or not, on chatbots, and I have the complete draft pretty much done, and then I just didn't really know where to go with it, and it's just sitting on my hard drive. So I actually do have an outline and pretty much it's like a 30-page book on basic info on chatbots. I don't know if I'm ever going to release it, but maybe I'll turn it into it's kind of a PDF for everyone, for just anybody. That would be a good idea. Maybe this will motivate me to do that. So yes, Chatbots 101, demo walkthrough. I will make this video, and hopefully by the middle of next week or the end of next week, we can send it out to all of the attendees, or send a link out to this video. All right, sounds good to me. Any other questions?
So you've mentioned a couple of words as you've been talking that Facebook doesn't like. Comment, share, whatever. Is there a list of those?
There is and there isn't. There isn't a list anywhere where you can go see what words they don't like. But basically, think of it like this. If you say, like this post, share this post, if you say the words that Facebook calls them, like the vocabulary that Facebook would use, like this post, comment below, share this post, Facebook they're considering it like it used to be called like gating, like you're trying to bait people or gate people into engaging with you. And Facebook wants it to be a little more natural than that. They want people to do it on their own, not because you told them to. I don't think there's necessarily a list, but if you go out and Google kind of what you shouldn't say to get engagement, you can read, there's been probably thousands of blog posts and articles written on how Facebook will kind of reduce the engagement, natural engagement, if you use those words. So I hope that helps. But think about it like this: if Facebook has a button that says like, right, you don't want to use the word like. If you love this post, you could definitely say tell us below. And again, those words that I mentioned earlier, which, how many, tell us. Just be a little bit more creative. Don't use Facebook's vocabulary. Is vernacular the right word to say there? I don't know. Vocabulary is though, so we'll stick with vocabulary. If their words are like, comment, share, then be a little more creative. Say something that is it has the same meaning, or you're telling people to do it, and it'll just help you with that engagement. What else, Holly? Any other questions coming on in?
Will your own posts engagement increase if you react and comment on other posts? And what is the best way for a company page to interact with another company page?
That is a great question. If you comment as your page on another page, it's not going to help your own engagement on your page, but what it does do is it exposes you to that other page's audience. So you're basically exposing yourself to new eyeballs. People see you commenting as GMA on another page, and then people that see that you're commenting might look at you as an authority in that space, and then they want to find out more about you, so they click on it, and the next thing you know, that person's at your profile. And in that way, it could be a byproduct of that, could be that you start to get more engagement because you might get some new likes and new fans, but it's not going to help you by commenting on other people's. And the best way to interact, I think part 2 was the best way to kind of interact with as your page on other people's pages. Don't use your mobile phone, or let me put it this way: on your mobile phone, don't use the native Facebook app if you want to engage as your page, and still keep it separate from your personal. Facebook has an app. You can go to the Play Store or the iTunes Store. There is a separate app. It's not the Facebook app. There's another app called Page Manager or Pages Manager. I unfortunately can't use it. I manage over 75 pages, and it doesn't allow me to turn some off and some on. So I can't use this app. And when I have, my battery dies down in about 15 minutes because there's notifications coming in from all the pages we manage. But if you just manage your company page and then you have a profile, like if you just manage 1 or 2 pages, the Pages Manager app is the best way to do it, because you don't have to worry about who you're posting as. You're always posting and sharing and liking and commenting as your business page. Now on a desktop, it's a little bit easier. On a desktop, when you go to comment or post something on somebody else's page, at the right side of the screen, you'll see your little icon, little avatar, and there's usually a little down arrow that you can click on. And when you click on it, it'll give you the option to change who you're using Facebook as. So you can use Facebook as, Holly could use, her personal profile to make this comment. But if she clicks that down arrow and she is the admin of the GMA page, she can switch and comment as GMA. So I hope that makes sense for everybody. At this point, I'm going to keep moving forward to go through the 4 critical mistakes most businesses make, so that we still have time at the end. So if there's more questions, hold them till the end. I'm going to keep moving, and then we will I'll answer as many questions as possible at the end of the presentation. I told Holly and Michelle before we got started that I don't have a hard stop at 11, but I want to make sure that we've covered everything before then, because a lot of people will probably have to jump off and get on with their lives and not sit here and listen to me answer questions all day. But if you do have questions, I'm free for overtime if necessary and applicable. So I hope that helps, and I can't wait to answer some more questions at the end. But we're going to keep moving forward with the 4 critical mistakes that most businesses make. And these are ones that I see all the time, and they really will hurt you in your page growth and your reach. So the first one, mistake number 1, is just when you're just shouting at people. It goes back to the poll question we had earlier. Are you a salesperson or are you a valuable resource, right? If you're just posting about your products and services all day long, and you're wondering why people, and you think that Facebook stinks, or that social media is not worth it, or it's a terrible way to get leads and generate sales, yeah, it's going to be that way because you're shouting into a void. You always, when you're going to post something, I want you to ask 2 questions, and one of them I'm going to get to after the next slide, but you should always be saying, how does this, is this relevant and interesting to my target audience? And the second question, and it won't make sense when I give you this, but it will in about 3 minutes. Where does this post, how does this fit into my customer value journey? And a lot of you are like, what the heck is a customer value journey? Fear not, we're going to get there. But you should see, how does it fit into your digital strategy? If it doesn't fit, if it doesn't make sense, and it's not prompting engagement, then it's not worth it. Or it could only be worth it about 20% of the time. But 80% of the time that you're posting, you should not be shouting into a void. So don't treat social media marketing as you're talking, you're the only one talking and everyone else has to listen. You should be talking a little bit so that other people will talk back to you and engage with you. So it's not a one-way street. It's social media. It's social for a reason. It should be relational. You should be engaging. You should be having conversations. So that's mistake number 1 that a lot of you make. And as evidenced by the poll question earlier, 30% of you admitted to doing this. And I bet you the 70% that said you're delivering valuable content, some of you may or may not have been very honest. I hope you were all being honest, but I would probably venture to guess that 50% of those 70% might be doing too much of shouting into a void. Maybe I'm not giving you guys enough credit. I love you all. All right. Mistake number 2, don't jump straight into the sale. Provide value all the time, tips, tricks, articles that people like. I know I've said it a bunch of times. And then create multiple touch points for communications with your customers. A lot of people try to go to the sale very quickly. And anybody who's been on my previous webinars who have ever done a one-to-one with me, or anyone who I've taken through the customer value journey, which is exactly what I'm going into right now, will know that I have a very good analogy based on human relationships that describes this instantly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the value journey worksheet. So what this is, we go through this with business owners. This is a standalone workshop, one-to-one. This is something that if a company wants to hire us, the very first step is that we have to go through a couple of things, and the value journey worksheet is a documented process of how we want to take people from becoming aware of who we are right through every stage to they're shouting about us from the hilltops, they're promoting us, and they're really good promotional partners. And we go through this as kind of this document is everything. It really is. This document is everything for anybody that we work with, because we cannot market your business if we don't know how everything meets. But what it is, here's what most business owners do. We start at the bottom left where it's aware, right? This is the stage of the value journey where people don't know who you are and you're trying to make them aware of who you are. So Facebook ads, Google ads, it could be traditional marketing, it could be yard signs, it could be posters, it could be radio, TV, anything that's going to make people aware of who you are. And what most business owners do is they make people aware, and they might even get them to engage, like read a blog post or comment or react on a Facebook post, right? So you might, most of the time you get them at aware, sometimes you get them to engage, but then what they do is they skip these 3 steps and they move right to ascend, which is where you're selling your core offer, like whatever your main core flagship offer is, your product. People try to jump. It's like, hey, you don't know who I am, but buy my product, right? You just read a little bit about us, buy my product. And I always say it this way: what you're doing, 30% of you out there who are honest and 50% of the 70% who weren't, what you're doing is you're saying this. Think of it this way: you want to go on a first date with someone, right? So let's pretend that most of you who are married aren't married for a second, or let's go back a few years and before we were married. This is like saying this: hey, let's go on a date. I want to take you on a first date. And while we're eating dinner, I think we should figure out how many kids we're going to have. And while we're at it, let's pick out names for them. Who's going to say yes to that date? They're going to be like, you're a creep. I'm never talking to you again. No, we're not going on a first date. I can't, like, talk about jumping into something too soon, right? You're skipping a lot of steps till you start talking about even being married or having kids or naming kids, right? I hope you're all laughing out there. This no feedback. That's usually the part where I get laughter. So, but it's true. How many of you do it? If you're sitting at home right now or in your office, just raise your hand. I can't see you, but just raise your hand if you're like, yes, I do that. I'm guilty, right? You're like, I'm going to put up this Facebook post and hope that 100 people come buy my products and services. Don't be crazy. You have to take them through steps. And that's why subscribe, convert, and excite are critical stages. I don't have time to go through the value journey. It's a separate workshop for a completely different day. This is where I get paid. So but it's very important for me to visually show you that there are plenty of stages to get people to be a customer and then become a raving fan, and you don't want to skip too many steps. Now, every once in a while, that person will find out who you are and they see your product and it resonates and they go buy, and that's great, but those are outliers. We offer an entire workshop that goes over this in detail. So I hope we can have a day of fun at some point in the future. Mistake number 3 kind of goes with mistake number 2 with that customer value journey. But if you're doing blogs, a lot of people say, oh, I blog, I'm writing blogs and my business isn't growing. And I often wonder if is it even worth it to do blogs? Or, hey, I'm going to just do this promotion. I want to offer this 20% off deal. If you don't tie your social media marketing to your overall marketing goals, there's going to be a disconnect with the market and message. If you're going to put social media efforts out there, it should align with your content marketing and promotions. And what I mean by that is, if you're going to put something on social media, it should take people back to what you want them to do next. It should fit into the overall strategy of that customer value journey that I was talking to you about. If you're going to post something on social media, it should have a purpose, right? And if you're blogging, then you should put some social media posts out there that you want people to drive them to the blog, because this blog post is trying to drive people to subscribe to your list of some sort. And if you're not building a list right now, like, you might want to take a step back too, but you should be trying to get people to subscribe to your list at all times. So you should have this overall marketing goal or strategy. If you don't, it's time to get one, and then align your social media efforts to that strategy and your overall marketing goals. If you want referral partners, if you want more reviews, well, you need to tie your social media marketing to generating more reviews and more referral partners. If you want people to buy more of your product, you should tie your social media marketing to that goal, but do it through a process. Don't shout into a void, and don't try to get them to the sale too quick. Don't try to close the deal faster than you should, is the goal of this slide. And the last mistake that we're going to talk about before we answer questions, and I'm great on time, which is awesome because I respect all your time, and everyone that's here You know, if you've got something to do at 11, we'll be done. So yay, us. Okay, we're killing it. All righty. Mistake number 4, treating social media marketing as a single discipline. So it's not just about you posting. It's not, I go on social media to make posts, right? That's what everybody just looks at it. I go post on social media. I post on social media. I post this. Some people are really advanced. They're like, I've scheduled some posts on social media. I've done this, but I don't create engagement. I don't listen. I don't network on social media. You know, all I do is sell. I post and sell. I shout into a void. It's not a single discipline. You've got to do some things, and they're equally important, but the ratio in which we do them is also critically important. So I'm going to tell you about 4 equally important parts. And again, those of you on here who were at my very first Digital Marketing Institute, where we did the entire presentation on the lens method, will get this. The lens method, I have videos on howto.agency on the lens. I actually think I have either that workshop or a different workshop I did on it, but we've written about and talked about the lens method for what to post on social media plenty of times in the past. It's easy to find, it's free to get the information, and I know it's up on my YouTube channel. But the 4 equally important parts are listening, educating, networking, and selling. Listening posts we talked about earlier. These are the posts where you want to ask for engagement and you get creative. You want people to engage with you so that you can begin conversations with them. Educating posts. These are really interesting posts. Your did you know? Did you know that this? Facts and figures about your industry, or facts and figures about things that, you know, it could be just random oddball things. It's just you're teaching people, you're bringing value to them. Networking. Tag others. I mean, just in the last couple of months, I've tagged Guilford Merchants Association in posts a bunch because I want to expand my network, and I want eyeballs that would typically just see GMA posts to learn about who I am and who we are. So network, tag others, talk about community events, talk about things that are going on near you. Are you going to be at a trade show? Talk about that trade show. Are you going to be do you have a business that's selling your product as a reseller or wholesaler? Talk about that business, share their posts, talk about other business. We call them goodwill posts. Always be networking. It's very important, critical. And then selling. I know I've kind of talked about it as like this bad thing earlier in the webinar. It's not a bad thing. We just do too much of it. We forget about listening posts and educating posts and networking posts. And a lot of us, we just post sales posts. We're just talking about, hey, come to our site now and buy this product and we'll give you 20% off, hoping that that's going to drive this rush of traffic because everybody wants a good discount. It's fine to post those things, but pay attention to the ratio. Our ratio, we believe, is really important, that you're selling posts, you're selling only 20% of the time, and you're doing listening, educating, and networking 80% of the time. So it's not bad to post about your products and services. We're all here to make a living, but don't flood your Facebook feed with just posts about that. That's just a good rule of thumb. Try to be more engaging, try to build relationships. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for not falling asleep. I'm looking at the attendees, and a lot of you came on in the beginning and have stuck around. So thank you for paying attention to me. My contact information is on this next slide. We're going to have part 2 of this, which is going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk more about Facebook, talk more about Instagram as well as Facebook. It's October 28th, and it's going to be the part 2 of this Digital Marketing Institute with the GMA. But if anybody wants my contact information, just jot it down. It's right on the screen in front of you. And with that, I will answer any questions that you guys have for as long as you want to hang in there. But if you need to go, you're just going to miss me answering some questions. Holly, I am done. Do we have questions? And thank you for putting this together.
We've got somebody that was having trouble getting in at the beginning, asking if you could do a quick review of your 5 steps. She missed the first 2.
Perfect. I love it. Yeah, let me jump back. For the person who missed it, thank you for coming on, and thank you for having me recap the top 5 strategies, or at least the first couple. Go live on Facebook. Don't underestimate video. Facebook themselves say that video content drives higher engagement than any other type of content you can post on social media. And I went into a whole spiel about how going live the very first time, talking into your phone, may feel as tough as it is to make a first cold call, and picking up that phone that weighs 1,000 pounds. Once you do it once or twice, it gets easier and easier. I was terrified the first time I ever did a webinar, right? Because I'm talking to people live. And now I've done webinars, I've hosted live stream concerts, I've hosted different, interview conversations, and I hope it comes across. I mean, I'm pretty comfortable right now, like talking to everybody through this video platform live. Number 2 was make use of the lens method with listening posts. If you caught the end there, what I just said on that last slide, we believe that there's 4 types of posts you can make on social media, and listening posts are the ones that will drive discussion. So it's the content that's going to drive discussion. So it's, instead of saying like this post, share this post, comment below, you have to get a little more creative, because Facebook doesn't really like you saying those words. So who, which, how many, tell us. You guys have all seen those posts where it's like, I'm just gonna throw one out there off the top of my head, but you have like eggs, bacon, sausage, and potatoes. You see this image, and there's, in each quadrant there's a different thing, and it's like, which one has to go, or which, if you could only keep one of these things, which one would it be? And people tell you in the comments, they're like eggs, bacon, 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 bacon. Can you see which one I would keep? Bacon, bacon. Those posts get comments, and will be the most engaging. I'll just quickly recap. 3 was try to come up with some way to get employees and family and friends to push your content for you and share it. 4 was setting up a chatbot, which I will do a chatbot 101 video for everyone. And then, of course, try to keep Instagram and Facebook separate. Don't use the same post, and don't click that share this to Facebook button within Instagram, because it will hurt your Facebook engagement. So I hope that answers that question. All right, oops, okay. Holly, anything else?
I'm not seeing any other questions at the moment, but there are several people still on. So if you have questions, please type them. We do have someone else seconding your preference for bacon.
Bacon. Oh, awesome. Yes, bacon. Bacon would be the one that would stay. I challenge all of you, if you have Canva or Crello or one of the image creation software platforms, and you don't use Photoshop because you're not a graphic designer, go ahead and do that post. Take my idea. I wonder how many GMA members and non-GMA members will put a picture of eggs, bacon, hash browns, and sausage in an image, and then ask that to their audience. It may have nothing to do with what you sell, but have fun with social media. Be social. Let people answer that on your business page. It's okay. Don't make it all about business. Don't do social, be social. Write that down. Don't do social, be social. Write that down and get it back to me, because I won't forget that. One thing else we also teach this is, people are not buying your products or your services, they're buying transformation. Where are you going to take them? What are you going to take them from? And then what are they going to have after they experience your product? What are they going to feel after they experience your product? What's their day going to be like after they experience your product or service? What's their status? How's it going to improve their status? There's a quote on my Instagram. If you go to JVI Mobile's Instagram, you'll see it. Conversations create conversions is our motto, but people are not buying products and services, they're buying the transformation. So I hope that resonates with a few of you, and thank you for the bacon second on that. What else, Holly? Anything?
Is there any truth to the rule that Facebook hates images with a lot of text on it?
I am so glad you said that. Whoever asked that question, high five. I don't know if GMA has a gift certificate. that you can get or win. But you win in my book. You had the question of the day. I just read this morning, Facebook is not going to announce, I'd be shocked if they announce it. They're quietly sweeping the rug. For years, Facebook, if you tried to run an ad on Facebook or boosted posts, they kind of were a little more flexible with. But if you tried to run an ad and your image had more than 20% text in the image, Facebook would either flat out reject the ad and make you fix the image, so much so that they actually created a tool where you could actually upload this image and Facebook would tell you if they would approve it or not because of how much text was in the image. They have done away with that rule. They're not announcing it, but they have taken that they still have the tool up there, but they've taken out a lot of verbiage that would say that they're going to reject it. They have started to pull down certain things about that. So it looks like they have completely done away with it, but they're doing it very quietly. Just this morning, I was telling Holly and Michelle and Monzi before we got started this morning that I literally at about 8 o'clock this morning, I learned that had been taking place. John Loomer, johnloomer.com is one of the world's foremost experts on Facebook ads and Facebook ads marketing and ads management. He did an entire blog post about it, and he showed all the things that it used to, that Facebook has kind of taken down. That is an amazing question. Kudos for asking that. But yeah, it looks like you can make an image that's just 100% text now, and Facebook will not reject it, and it will show it to just as many people as if it didn't have all that text. Great question.
Did Facebook change how to boost? I can't boost any post anymore.
Not to my knowledge. Boosting posts, you should still have the boost button. Again, how does it fit into your overall marketing strategy? Are you just trying to grow your page? Boosts are a very short-term thing, but as far as the techniques or the technicalities of how to do it, I haven't heard of, seen, or had that come up. So that might be one where I'd want to kind of look at your Facebook page and see, or maybe do a screen share or one-to-one and find out, what you're not seeing anymore that you used to see. I mean, it should pretty much every post would have the boost button on it, and I still see it. So I'm not really sure how to answer that. Unfortunately, to my knowledge, they have not taken away anything regarding boosting posts. So again, it's possible that you're not seeing it, and it's possible that I'm missing something. But if they did change it and I find out, that would be one where I could check with my colleagues at Digital Marketer. There's over 500 of us, and get an answer. Like I said, if I don't know it, I can always get the answer.
Yeah, she says it doesn't allow her to boost when she hits the button. So maybe this is something to contact Jay directly about.
Yeah, contact me directly. The other thing is on our next workshop, I'm going to talk a little bit about a lot of business owners don't know this, but there's this underbelly. It's a beast of an underbelly within Facebook. It's business.facebook.com. A lot of people don't know this. They go into the basic ads manager, they just boost. There's an entire other world to Facebook. People say that the internet that we all see is like 5% of the internet as a whole, and that this dark web, this underbelly of the internet is like 95%. Like there's so much more on this dark web. Facebook has business.facebook.com, which is an entirely different platform for business owners, small business owners, with tons of things that you can do. Boosting posts is one of them, but you can create ad images, you can create all your creatives, you can save them in a content library, you can create custom audiences and different pixels and retargeting and stuff that is way outside of the scope and realm for a workshop like this. But if you guys go to business.facebook.com, it's like a completely different site, but it ties in with your business page. So you should link your Facebook business page with Facebook for Business, which is business.facebook.com. Go check it out. Don't be intimidated. Don't be scared. It's really cool. There's so much. You'll be like, wow, I didn't know I could do all this in Facebook. It's very cool. And again, just business.facebook.com. What else we got? I see that we still have about 2/3 of our original attendees still hanging out. So I love it. Thank you guys. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee because my my voice is getting raspy.
Let's see. That's the last question I see at the moment. Go ahead, and if you've got a last minute question, go ahead and type it into the questions pane. And also be sure to check the chat. Some of the links we've mentioned are posted there, as well as the link to register for the follow-up to this the seminar.
Yeah, and again, if you made this workshop and you want to be on the next one, or for people that, you know, if somebody says, well, I missed part 1, so I don't really want to go to part 2, they are completely independent of one another. So it's not like I'm gonna add a 5th mistake or a 6th strategy. They're autonomous. So if you were at part 1, I'm not gonna be expanding on part 1 in part 2. It's gonna be a whole new set of completely new set of information. Of course, I hope you're all back, and I hope you all tell one friend, and let's see if we can get 100 people or more on the next one. That would be a lot of fun. But yeah, so if somebody says, oh, I missed part 1, then that's okay. Cool. Anything else, Holly? I'm seeing a question come up in the GoToWebinar that maybe I answered with a phone number in it. I don't want to say names and phone numbers, but is that something I can look at?
I'll send it to you. Someone just wants you to give them a call.
Okay, cool, awesome. Be happy to. Well, I think that's it. If nobody else has any questions, like I said, I really appreciate GMA for everything that they do to help my business, and I will continue to help GMA. But thank you guys all for attending.
All right, Jay, I do see one last minute question.
Sure.
Just asking for other resources to learn more with Facebook.
Great. Well, I would be remiss if I didn't say you could go to, and Monzi, if you're here typing anything, if you go to, it's not a .com, if you go to how-to, so HOWTO, how-to, .agency, so don't do howto.com. It's literally, it's okay, it's howto.agency. That's the first resource that is ours. It's not just on Facebook, but it's a lot of stuff on digital marketing. Read the content in the blogs. Yep, www.howto.agency. That's our website. It's our new website. We're still working on it. There's some stuff that you might find a broken link or dead link. We're aware of it, but there's a ton of resources. All the blog posts we've been doing since like 2015 are on there. We moved them over. And then for Facebook specifically, digitalmarketer.com is a great resource. If you need access to any of the trainings or software, you can always talk to me, and I can try to help connect you with the right trainings. But digitalmarketer.com is a great resource. And John Loomer, I mentioned him before. John Loomer the John is spelled Jon, not John, so it's JONLOOMER. JohnLoomer.com for Facebook ads. And gosh, there's so many great resources. I could probably spend all day giving you guys links and resources, but look, I'm happy if you guys want to email me or jump on my list, or if I can provide value for you, you know, just shoot me an email and I'll try to connect you with any resources I can. But I hope that in the Greensboro, High Point, Winston-Salem, anywhere in the Triad area or beyond, we serve clients nationwide. I'm always happy to, you know, try to help out first. I promise I would never make it into a sales pitch. I always want to deliver value first, and if you guys want to explore other opportunities of working together, then you know, we can cross that bridge when we come to it.
All right. Jay, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to all of our attendees, and we will see you at our next program on October the 28th. As always, you can find more information about that and all of our digital programming at mygma.org.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. And thank you again, Holly.